Hi there, my name is Jennifer, and I want to offer a training for you all today on working behind the scenes. So, what that means is we're going to talk all about social media engagement and building relationships through social media. Now, I'm going to specifically be talking about Instagram, but I do believe that, of course, these principles can be applied to Facebook as well. So, what does it mean to work our social media, or to actually be working on our social media? So there is a big difference in being on social media and working social media, which that is something that I have to check myself on all the time. Are we just scrolling, thinking that we're getting inspiration or we're getting ideas? And then before we know it, we've been on Instagram for a very long time and we haven't actually done anything that would be considered work or engagement to help bring us either followers or attention or likes or anything that would help build our business on our own Instagram account. So that's first things first. Make sure that when you set up your time to work your social media, that you're actually doing very thoughtful and engaging things. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So the other thing with social media is, like me, you may have also followed your coach or other coaches in the business and see that they have a big following. Or even if they don't have a big following, they have a bigger following than you do. And you see them post a call to action. So they post it on their page or they do it in their stories. And it's a call to action to drop their email or swipe up or drop an emoji if they want more information. And if you're following a coach who has a large following, you may see that a lot of people comment. So like me, I was thinking in the very beginning when I started a year ago in May, which I wasn't a coach in May. I probably started coaching, I think, in July or really in August. And when I started, I thought, okay, well, I just post call to actions and I'm going to have people comment. Well, it didn't really work that way, because when I started my Instagram account, or when I started as a coach, I had 106 followers on my Instagram account. So, I didn't get this huge engagement from those call to action posts, and I was just learning how to do stories. So first things first is know that when you are a new coach, you are going to have to build a presence on social media and you are going to have to build a following. Now, that doesn't mean you have to have 15,000 followers to get good engagement. And that's what we're going to talk about today as well. You can still build meaningful relationships and get meaningful engagement that lead to new customers or new coaches without that many followers. Right now, as you'll see, I have about 1,600 followers on my Instagram. And I hit somewhere between the teens to the 20s on Success Club every month. Again, not huge numbers like some of those other coaches who have tens of thousands of followers, but I have found a system that works really well for me, that I feel very comfortable with in terms of the way I want to do business. And it has led to building a lot of positive relationships and gaining a lot of new customers and coaches. So that's really what I have found to work best for me. And that's what I'm going to share with you. And if you find some of this that resonates with you, that will be great. Regardless if this is the exact way of how you want to talk to people on social media, you will hopefully find some takeaways of what I'm teaching you today. So, working behind the scenes. First things first on your Instagram is you want to make it public. Okay, that's first things first, because people need to be able to find you. And you want to engage with people who have public posts as well. That doesn't mean you don't answer questions from people whose accounts are not public, but you certainly when you start to engage with people, you're looking for public pages so that you can like their photos and comment on their photos and follow them. It just leads to someone being a little bit more open. It doesn't mean that it has to be, though. So you can test that out and you can see how that engagement happens and just see how it works for you. But for your page, you're going to want it to be public. And you're going to want to then put whatever information on that page that you're comfortable putting on it as a public page. Some people are comfortable with putting their family on there. That's a personal opinion, personal preference. So you do what feels comfortable, but you'll see as we talk about our pages, you want to be more than just fitness. People are looking to relate to you and relate to you as a person and as a motivator and as someone who is inspirational in your own way. It doesn't mean you have to be this, top-notch motivational or inspirational speaker. It just means that they have to find something in you that they can relate with. And that's what's going to draw them to you, keep them connected to you, and make them want to do business with you. So make your page public and share on there more than just fitness, which I'm going to show you my page in just a second. The other thing, though, about just in general about your Instagram is you're going to need to be consistent. This is where you show up on your page through posts and also stories. So you may have already heard and you may be fully aware, but Instagram stories is where people are at right now. People love stories. There's all these apps out there that can make your stories very engaging. So of course, integrate those things as you can, as you want, as your business grows. I did not start in the beginning with a bunch of different apps. I've tried a few out. Some I like, some I don't. Sometimes I make an Instagram story look real flashy, and sometimes I just don't have time. Above and beyond all of those flashy things, the most important thing is to be consistent. So always show up in your stories multiple times a day. Again, that is your opportunity to pull the curtain back and be relatable and show your life. Don't just show your workouts. Show some meals. Show, water, show family, whatever version of that you're comfortable with, show, you connecting with people, have conversations with people, do polls. You can do all kinds of stuff in your stories, but you want to be very consistent with that and do multiple stories a day. That's where you want to show up the most. Now, in your posts, you want to be consistent with that as well. And I've heard a variation of suggestions on this from coaches. Your version of consistent matches your level of running the business right now. So if you can only devote a few hours a day, and that means you only have time to get really one good quality photo a day to post, then make it one good quality post. And make sure then that you post every single day. For me, I have a 3-post kind of rule that I like to do. And I just kind of post that at very specific times of the day. It's not always perfect. It's not always, planned out. Sometimes I have something in my mind and sometimes I don't. But you'll see on my page that I like to vary things, and I'm very intentional about how I put things. And my page has changed over time. Like I said, 106 followers in the beginning. I didn't know about lighting. I didn't know about what looked good. I didn't know, about putting things on your page. So your page will change and go over time, but you want to build it so it looks like you. So I'm going to show you that. But the most important piece is to be super, super consistent, okay? In whatever your version of consistent is. But remember, consistent means that people can count on you. So this is not something where you post for a while and then you disappear for days or weeks at a time. Just like your job or just like bills, just like parenting, you have to show up even when it's a bad day or an off day. And again, people are looking for that. They are going to invest in someone, invest with someone who they can count on and who they relate to. And relating to means on whatever level they relate to you, whether that's you're both soccer moms or you both love dogs or you both are balancing different things in your life. You're a curly haired girl, which a lot of people, like Leticia, use those hashtags and people find her that way. Whatever that is that they relate to you, that's great, but they're not necessarily looking to relate to you in the sense that they're struggling with working out and staying healthy. In that arena, they're looking to you for inspiration and for motivation and for you to help them with the gifts and the tools that you have. So you have to kind of walk that line. You want to be relatable, but you also have to make sure that you show up every single day and you're being inspirational and motivational. It doesn't mean that we're perfect, but it does mean that when we come to our stories and when we come to our posts, we always close out any struggles we're having with how we're going to get back on track and how we're going to get back on top. That's super important because they need to know that you're different than everyone else, and they need to know that you do have something different to offer them. So super, super key in being consistent and making sure that people see you for what you have to offer. All right. So I'm going to share my screen and show you my Instagram and talk through a couple of things. Okay, so let me open up this here. Okay, so this is my Instagram page. Now this is the desktop version, so obviously it does look a little bit different than what you would see if you looked at my page on your mobile device. But a couple things that I want to point out. So first things first, these highlights are a really nice way to engage people. You won't always have highlights. I didn't have highlights for a long time. Instagram releases certain features to Instagram accounts once they reach a certain engagement level, and I have no idea what that is. I mean, people who have the swipe up option, it's after you get 10,000 followers, so I clearly don't have that because I have 1,600 followers. But I did finally get highlights and I have arranged those there, but I did not have those for a very long time. So do not worry about that. Okay, I'm going to point out a couple quick things. Your profile photo needs to be you. Make sure it's a really good picture of you. And down here. Okay, so first I'm going to scroll my page. And this is why I did it on the desktop version, because I wanted you to see the pictures very large. So I have not done my third post of the day, but when I do, this photo will shift over and it'll be here. And then this photo will shift over and it'll be here. And I'll do another post tonight around 10 o'clock. The reason I point that out is because I do like to use an app called Unum, U-N-U-M, that Leticia told us about at one time, because I like to make sure that my page has things scattered. So you will see my workout videos are never right next to each other. So you can see this one's here, this one's there, this one's there. They're never right next to each other or on top of each other. I always spread those out. Oops, sorry. And also in a glance of my page, you can see a couple things. I love my friends. I do food. I take selfies. I love my dog. I have transformation photos here. There's selfie close-up photos. There are full body photos. There's more friends and family. There's, sorry, I don't mean to do that. There's some quotes, workouts, of course, my son. So you can see that it is varied. It is about my life. It is not just fitness. The other thing that you want to make sure of is that you are sharing transformation photos, whether that's an emotional transformation. That can be a little hard to show with a before and after, but you can certainly show that. It can be a face transformation. It can be a full body transformation. It could be back. It could be legs. There's so many different ways to show a transformation. But what you want is that when you're doing those transformation pictures, you shouldn't have to scroll very far to see them. So you can see I've scrolled down 3, and here's a transformation photo here. And this one is like this, where it's just the top of my body. And then if I scroll a little bit further, 3 down, 3 or 4 down, here's another one, and it's full body. Okay, so you definitely want people to see your transformation. And then here's another one, and this one is a different, totally different kind. It's a screenshot from workouts. So it happened to be a similar outfit, similar workout, and I screenshotted that. So you just want to make sure that things are varied. Full body, sitting, looking at the camera, not looking at the camera, pictures with friends, family, food, whatever makes you you, that's what you want to have on your Instagram. So here's the other thing I want to talk about is hashtags. So hashtags are a really good way to get engagement on your photos. And you want to, and I'll show this on my phone in a second, you want to create a note on your phone or on your computer, however you work, of hashtags so that you can just copy and paste those into your posts. You don't want to be writing them out all the time. It does take a long time. So once you build your kind of list of hashtags, you save them in a note and then you can put them in whenever you're ready. So in finding those hashtags, you want to search for ones that are not necessarily going to draw all fitness people. I do some of those that are drawing fitness people. I do some that are talking about soccer moms or dog mom or whatever, describes me, stay at home mom, work at home mom, almost 40, mom with abs. You find different hashtags that relate to you. And then you also will incorporate ones maybe sometimes that are very specific to what your photo is. But whenever you add a full thing of hashtags, and I did that a lot in the beginning and still do, I'll show you, you want to just copy and paste those. It'll take too long to keep doing them all the time. Okay, so here's how I do hashtags. So I just did this post today. And you'll notice the only thing I've done in this post today is I put some hashtags in the actual post because it kind of made sense as I was talking. So right now I have 4 hashtags in there. If I wanted to get more engagement on this post, I would go in here next and I would either do ... after where it stops right here, and do ... return, and then I would add a whole block of more hashtags, or you can add them in the comments. Again, there's some opinions on which one gets you more engagement. You can test it out and see what you think. But I don't know that I necessarily want more engagement on this photo. It's just a fun photo with me and my friend. I've got a few hashtags in there. That's fine. My workout ones, I do like to put some comments. So you can see here, I have ... then I added this comment right here. You can do up to 30 hashtags, and that's 30 either in your post or in your, your comments cannot have more than 30 either. So I added these in. Now, one of the things I also do is I like to wait. If I'm going to put them in my comments, I will post it. I will let the engagement happen over a few days. And then, well, not a few days, maybe like one day. And then the next day, I go in and I add these hashtags in a comment. And the reason I do that is because when you add those hashtags, it's going to re-engage everyone. So it's going to put your post back up at the top. If someone clicks on that hashtag, your post is going to show up. So I kind of let the natural engagement happen first. And then when that dies down, I go, okay, let me add some hashtags. And then it gets re-engaged. So that's a way you can do that too. The other thing you can do is you can switch out hashtags for 3 days. So I added these today. I could go in there tomorrow, delete this comment, and I could go in and add a whole nother second set of hashtags. And you can do that for 3 days. And that will re-engage your post for 3 days and hopefully get in front of 3 new people. Okay? So, and that's the same thing I did here. So I kind of knew as a transformation post, I would get more engagement. And so I kind of let that naturally happen. I got all of these comments. And then just today, I went in and I added this so that hopefully it gets re-engaged with new viewers, new eyes, and, you know, brings new engagement. So that's something you can do. So biggest thing is to be consistent, be you, share your journey, take lots of pictures. You'll get more comfortable with that. And just make sure that your page looks fun, it's bright, it's inviting, it shows who you are, and people want to come to it. So that's a little bit about your page. The other thing with engagement that you can do is you want to go out and engage people. So to build that social media following, it is doing things like going and following other people. So finding other accounts through either liked hashtags, so hashtags that define you and would be part of who you would like to attract. Or another key tip is to go find businesses, pages, things you like, and go follow their followers. Okay? So let's say you liked, I'm just picking something, Bruno Mars. Okay? You could go to Bruno Mars followers, and you can find people who you think are part of your tribe or would connect well with you, and you can follow them. And you can start engaging with them. And that means like some of their photos and comment on some of their photos. Now, I have not had a bunch of time to do that strategically every single day, but I have tried to do that as best I can a little bit every day. Some days I haven't done it. Some days I've done it very well. Just recently, I did do a 5-day free trial of an app called STIM, S-T-I-M Social, which does all of that stuff behind the scenes for you. It follows people, it engages, and then people will follow you back and stuff like that. And it has helped grow my following and has helped grow some engagement. So you can check out things like that as well. All right, so that is my page. Trying to see if there's anything else. You know, just make it fun, make it bright, stand in front of a window if you don't have a light. That is also very helpful. Okay, so now what I'm going to talk about is what else is working behind the scenes. Okay, so we talked about you do your post, you do your stories, you're doing the call to actions in there, but nobody's responding. Well, guess what? In the beginning, and probably for a very long while, because I'm still doing it 9 months later, you know, it doesn't go away. You have to go out and engage people. So I am going to show you how I do that, okay? I know we all would love to think, oh, we just put a message and then, you know, everybody comes to us. It doesn't really work that way. You kind of have to be consistent, show yourself, and then people begin to follow you. So I'm going to kind of show you how things have grown for me. First things first, I engage with everyone. So anyone new who's watching my stories, anyone who likes my photos, and anyone that's following me. I have kind of a strategy in every single day, either going through my stories, going through my page, going through my followers, and I send them a message, okay? And I'm going to show you what that message says, and I do that with everyone. And if I ever feel like I've gone through that list already or I don't have any new eyes on me, if it's been a month or two, I go back to those people if they never answered me, and I say, hey, thanks for the continued support. Because guess what? They're still watching me. They're still liking stuff. They just didn't message me back. Well, maybe now after they've kept watching me for 2 months or their life has changed, maybe now they're ready. So I will do that as well. But I am doing that with everyone. So now I'm going to share my phone screen. So bear with me because that's going to be my first time to do this. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, hold on. Okay. All right, so you can see my screen there. Let me get in there. Okay. Pay no attention to this part. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you these messages, and I'm going to kind of show them to you in order. Okay, so first things first. And I will also, I've screenshotted all of these. I'm going to put them into some sort of document and either add them as comments, add the link or the document as comments or a file with this training. So I'm going to show them to you here, but you can also go back and reference them later. So this is what I send to people. So while you guys are reading this, what I have found, because I've tried and it doesn't work for me, is the traditional, what I call traditional, hey girl message about running a group and are they interested? It never felt genuine to me. It felt salesy to me because I don't know these people. And if I put myself in those people's shoes who I was reaching out to, I would never respond to that message. So if I'm looking for people who are like me, I'm going to do what I think would feel good to me. Okay, so you have to find that message or that route that works for you. So I don't do the, hey girl, I have a boot camp coming. Are you interested? I don't aim for like 70 messages a day. I know there's a lot of training on that. If that works for you, that's great. This is a business where everybody has to find what works for them. So for me, what I have found is building true engagement and relationships with people works best for me. So I send a message like this, and I literally copy and paste this in my messages, and I go to those new people watching my stories. I go to people who liked my photos, and I copy and I paste this message, and I change the name. That's it. And it says, hi, I love taking time to say hi and thank you to ladies who are supporting my journey, either on my page or stories. That way, no matter if I got their name from a story or a page, this message still works. It's so cool to connect here through IG. That's because I love it. So I want people who love that too. I'm super passionate about my nutrition and fitness journeys as they've changed my life. Are you already on a journey or looking for inspiration? Okay, so that's kind of a new message that I've done because I've added nutrition in there because of 2B, but that's the message I sent. Now I'm showing you this one because actually I sent this today or a couple days ago on the 28th. This person has clearly seen the message, but they did not reply. And I want you to know that you will get tons of that. I have tons of people who I've sent a message and they have literally left me on seen, left me on read, and I've never replied. Don't worry about that. You're going to send the message. If they reply, great. If they don't, move on. Okay? Very simple. So that's first things first. That's the message, and they don't reply. So what? You leave it there. And if she doesn't reply in June or July, if I see she's still watching my stories, still liking my stuff, I'm going to message her again. Okay? Because clearly she's interested. Maybe it's just not a good time. All right. So the next one I want to show you is what also can happen. And this is where you want to stay very positive. So again, same message. Okay? And look what she said. First of all, I want you to see. She said, wow, how fun that you reached out. Isn't Insta the best? This is why you should not be scared to reach out to people. There are people who like it and love it. And so you're going to find those people if you reach out to them. Okay? But they are looking for you to reach out to them because you're the inspirational one. You're the motivator. You're the one with something to offer. Okay? And then she says, I think we may be somewhat connected. I'm on day 33 of 80 Day Obsession, just joined in April. My coach is Sierra Shields. Her coach is Leticia. She's like, I'm brand new to this. This is where it's also great. If someone says they're already involved or they're already a coach, great. That's great. you've made the connection, you can take them off your list, and you can move on, but you always stay super positive. So my answer to her is, yes, we are. That's awesome. I love IG. And I say, Sierra is simply amazing. Love her. So I have, managed up, as they used to say in my corporate life, Sierra, so that she knows Sierra is awesome. And she's now super excited because somebody's reaching out to her. She again sees that this journey is positive. Another one I want to show you, same thing. Remember, same message I sent to her. Now this one is a little bit older one because I sent it on May 1st. So I did say, sometimes I say, are you also a fitness coach? So that way they can tell me right away so I don't spend time talking to a coach already. So here she tells me right off the bat that she signed up with a coach with Leticia. And you may find that a lot of people watch all of our stories because they see us connected to each other, and that's okay. And she says, I'm super excited to get my journey started and meet some awesome people. I discovered your IG through Leticia. And she says, she's trying to get better at IG stories. And I say, yay, congrats. You'll love it. Again, letting her know this is an awesome opportunity and reassuring her that, yes, it takes some time to get used to. So I am always super positive, always kind. I never do not respond. If I do not respond because I miss it, I apologize to the person. If I find a message that I never replied to, my first thing back is, I am so sorry that this got lost in my inbox and that it took me so long to reply, because that is not who I want to be. All right. So a couple things. You'll get people who never answer you. You'll get people who say they're already a coach. You'll get people who say that they've already signed up as a participant. Great. No problem. Okay, you're weeding through people. That's fine. And then you'll get people who say, not right now. And you want to say super positive with that, because I want to show you why. So this one, for example, again, same message I sent to her, but now I say Monica, okay? And then here she says, thank you for reaching out to me. She's not ugly. She's not upset. So don't be scared to reach out to people. And she says, I'm currently on a journey right now, but thank you. Okay, so that tells me, okay, she's got something she likes and she's not interested. Here's my message. Here's where I want to stay super positive, and I want her to know what I'm all about, so that if her journey ever changes, I want her to think to come to me. So I said, yay, that's great. Yes, sure. I love making new connections on here. So fun that we can keep each other encouraged with a simple message. Good luck to you on your journey. I hope you are loving it. Okay. So I just want her to know that I'm positive. I'm all about keeping people encouraged. I'm keep giving her luck on her journey. I'm not ever wishing anyone ill in their own journey. They don't have to be on a journey with me. I want people to be on a journey they love. So that's what I leave her with on the message. And she says, thank you, same to you. It's a nice thing. And she will keep watching me. And if her journey ever changes, maybe she'll come back to me. And in a while, if I'm scrolling my messages, I may message her and go, hey girl, how's that journey going? That's fine too. She left it open. She was nice. And here's another reason why you always stay positive and stay nice. And this actually just happened today. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. So this one, same thing. This was back from February. Okay. So you'll see my message. Okay. Pretty same scripted. She says, I follow Leticia. I enjoy your fitness inspiration. Okay. I asked her, I said, oh, awesome. Thanks for supporting us. Do you do the programs too? And she did answer me, but it started to get a little small. And she said, I do not. And I sent her a message, and you always include a question. And I said, oh, okay. And this is where I'm showing you these examples too, because this is how I talk to people. I build relationships. I communicate. I engage with them. I find out about their journey, and I'm very kind and always super positive. And so I said, oh, okay, is it because you already have a fit routine and nutrition approach that works well for you? I don't ever want to change up anything that someone has going if it works. My mission is just to share like crazy what has seriously changed my whole life because of all I get with the workouts, nutrition support, and so many resources. And I don't always say the same thing. It really kind of depends on where they are and what they say. With this, I was like, she's been following us, but she doesn't do the programs. How's that possible? So I wanted to give her a little bit more information. Okay, you see that that was on March 2nd. She never replied back to me after that, ever. Okay, but look what happened to today. She replied to my story about 2B, and she said, I already bought the kit and want to see if I can join your group. Okay, well, it's kind of not how it works. So I told her, thanks for reaching out. And I checked with her to see, did she buy through a coach or did she buy online? And she said she bought online. So in our conversation, I talked to her about, to be in my group, you do have to be connected with me as a coach. We can switch you if you did buy online and you did not get through a coach. And she asked me if there's a fee to do that. And I'm like, no, girl, having a coach is no charge. And most people don't know that. And that's the benefit of signing up through a coach is it's the same price, but you get the group and you get a coach. But she came back to me, what was that? March all the way through May 31st. Okay. And I was not rude. I was not nice. I was nice. I was not rude. I wasn't pushy. I just talked and it wasn't a good time for her in March, but here she is, she signed up and now she wants to be connected to me because she remembered that I reached out to her. Okay. So that's the power of reaching out. All right. So those are the not right now scenarios. Okay. Not right now, you keep in touch, or not right now and they come back. Okay. So what about if they say they are interested? Okay. I'm going to show you this. And I'm sorry, forgive the scroll here, but this was a long conversation. Okay. Then you get the ones where they do want to sign up or they are interested. Okay. So again, same scripted message. And look at what she says. Thanks for saying hello. So again, never be afraid to say hi. There are people out there who are looking for an answer. So she said, I'm looking for inspiration. I started following Leticia's IG last year. And she says, I'm looking for inspiration and motivation. I have neither coming from my own heart lately. So seeing other people's success and how they got there is uplifting. Okay, so because that's what she told me, and it's, again, I don't script my responses back to people. My initial message is scripted, but my messages after that are very much in tune to what they're telling me. I kind of know how I want to talk to people, but she's talking about motivation. I can see that she doesn't have it in her heart, like she said. And so here's what I tell her. Thanks for connecting with both of us. I said, I'm happy to share. And then I just tell her, motivation I found is a little bit of a fairy tale. I'm not necessarily motivated either the way we think of motivation, which is super pumped to dive right in. But over time with the groups we run, so I'm telling her about what I do, you develop small habits and changes every day that add up to routine, and you begin recognizing the benefit of each small choice. Not a big move, just one small choice at a time. And then I say, have you ever done one of the boot camps? Okay, and this is a longer combo, but I want to show you how it takes place because this is how I build a relationship and engage with someone. And this is what ultimately pays off for me in the sense of already I'm paid off because I'm connected with someone and I love that. But two, because it builds into a customer relationship. And she says, you put it perfectly. I'm the worst when it comes to all or nothing approach. Works for a short time and she falls off. And then she says, I haven't tried a boot camp. They scare me a little bit. So now I know what's keeping her back or holding her back. And then I address what she says that causes yo-yo instead of building a lifestyle. And I said, oh, I'm sorry by the boot camp. I said, I just mean our group. The awesome part about having a coach, like I'm telling her, is we work with you to find exercises for your level. We have so many programs. And then I say, plus with 2B, our new nutrition program that I've been doing, exercises extra credit. Perfect for her because she says the boot camp fitness stuff scares her. And I said, have you heard of it? So again, she's talking to me. She says, I've heard the program mentioned. She says, how large are the groups and are there vegetarian options? So I answer her. I said, they're fairly small and all virtual. I'm opening up a new group and I have about 5 people interested right now. And I ask her, do you mind if I show you a quick video that helps explain it more? And yes, you do have it as vegan. And she said, no, I don't. I'm really interested. Great. I also like to phrase my questions like that. I like to phrase them in the form of, do you mind, or may I send to you? I never say, do you want me to? I just ask for permission, basically, to give something to them. So when you phrase it that way, it really feels like they're getting a gift and they're in the driver's seat of receiving that, okay? And so she says she doesn't mind, so I sent it to her. I said, great, here you go. Let me know when you watch it. She said, thanks for the take. Again, she's happy I'm sharing with her. That's great. She goes, I also did a little reading up on it, and she says she's had issues with emotional and stress eating. And then she asks me about the shakes, and she says they're not really her thing. And I have a personal story about that, so I'm happy to share with her about that. I said, sure, I'm happy to share. It's changed my life. And I say, it's funny because I said the same thing to my coach last year, and now I have them every day. I said, right now I'm eating a chocolate cake made from my superfoods, which was true. I said, they are an awesome protein to incorporate, but they aren't required. I said, I usually recommend the pack that comes with 1 month included because it's a great deal, and that way you can try. From there, you can keep doing or not. Totally up to you. So I'm already planting the seed about the challenge pack, okay? Because Shakeology is super cheap when you get it in a pack, and it's never going to be that cheap on its own. So you really are doing people a favor to say, hey, at least try it. And this is the best way to try it. It's the cheapest way. And she said, that's great that it's optional, but I won't knock it till I try it. With that being said, I'd really like to get into the boot camp group. Okay. So I told her, totally get that. Nothing's off limits, because she said she liked pasta. And I said, awesome. We'd love for you to jump in with this. And so then I start asking her about what she wants to do. I start telling her about picking a pack, and she said she wants to try workouts. And she asked me, remember, we're the experts. So when you pose everything that way and you start conversations that way, they begin asking you for your advice. And she said, is that the most affordable way to do that? And then I explained it is. I said, actually it is, because whenever new products are launched, like 2B, they release packages. And this month there's a promo. So I talked about that. And I said, it will be awesome because you can still use 2B and lose weight without all the other resources included. Check out this pack and all it includes to choose this one and get started. We will just see which way you want to sign up. And then I start talking about coach or discount option. So I send her the ultimate pack. I only send the ultimate pack and I go from there. So I sent her the one that's 2B, Shakeology, and BOD. She goes, I'm in. This sounds great. I said, perfect, total package. And then I asked her to look at a video about signing up, and she goes with the customer option. Totally fine. And then we talk about her shakes, and then we talk about her order, and then I ordered it. But here's what I want to show you. Again, a reason why you never discount reaching out to people and why you want to reach out to people. Look what she says. I can't tell you how excited I am. Thank you so much for reaching out to me and helping me with all my questions today. That right there is enough for me to send a next message. And it doesn't matter that there's people who've left me on red. It doesn't matter that there's people who say thanks but no thanks. That message right there is why I keep doing it. She's an emotional eater. She's a stress eater. And she is thankful that I reached out to her. And what if I would have been too scared to reach out to her? I mean, that's just, it just warms my heart. And that's also the reason why I love this approach. So yes, I'm not hitting Success Club 70 and Success Club 100. I don't send 70 invites a day, cold invites a day. I prefer this way because I want to be authentic to myself, and I want to find out about people, and I want to find out what they need, because that matches my mission. So, it didn't feel right to me the other way. If I send 70 messages and no one responds, I get a lot more no's, because I tried it first, a lot more no's that way than I do with this way. At least I get people engaging with me this way. Even if they say, I'm already a coach, I'm already in a group, thanks but no thanks, I at least get people talking to me. So it doesn't feel like time wasted. It feels like, wow, there's people out there in the world who want to chat. So I love this. So that's kind of one example of people saying, yes, I'm interested. I want to show you another example. So again, same scripted message. Someone replies back to me, and she replied back immediately that same day. Okay. And she told me more about herself. When someone writes a long message, it goes, oh, they're interested, in my mind. So she tells me about all of this. I've always loved working out, seem to fall off the wagon, can't stick to stuff. I promised myself. I found you through Leticia's page, and she follows me for more inspiration. Okay, so I answered her. It actually took me 2 days to answer her, which is very rare, but then I say, that sounds like me. That sounds like me, always on the cycle, either doing good or not, but never steady. That was until I found these virtual groups. So I tell her something about myself. I plant a seed about how awesome these groups are. Again, it's not scripted. It's specific to what she told me. And then I end with a question. What are your plans to keep that promise to yourself? Okay, because she said, I've made a promise to myself that I would be the year I get myself back into shape. So I'm asking her, does she have a plan already? Because if she says she doesn't, then I'm going to help her. So what I want to show you, though, is she didn't reply back to me till today. And look what she says. Hey, sorry it took so long to reply. When you are kind to people and you are authentic with people and you take time to learn about them and to talk with them, people are nice. They're super nice. So this to me, again, she kind of ghosted me for 10 days. I wasn't rude to her. I wasn't ugly to her, but she comes back to me and she apologizes to me. I mean, come on. So I have her message starred, and I'll keep talking to her because she's still struggling. She's like, it's so hard. Then I'm going to offer her the gift that I have. Okay? So it's never a bad idea to have these conversations. And I know it can seem scary. I don't think I have, let me make sure I don't have any other ones to show you. No, this one is one. I sent her all the information, and you can see. Sent her a message, hey girl, just checking back. And she says, she asked me some more questions. Then again, she kind of ghosted me. And then I've checked back with her now a couple times. And she might still ghost me. It might not just the right time. But as long as she's engaging with me, I won't stop talking to her. Okay? I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be overwhelming. But as long as they're being nice and talking to me, then I'm going to keep talking to them. So that is a lot of information. But my goal was to show you. Sorry, that's my phone. My goal is to show you how I build relationships with people and how I work behind the scenes. Because remember, what you see on somebody's page, if they're doing well, if they're hitting Success Club, that's not all they're doing. They're not just putting a call to action post out there and then saying we're done. You've got to engage with people. And I hope by showing you these messages, you see that people want what you have to offer when you're kind and you're authentic and you care. That's what's worked best for me. It's my strategy now. It's what feels good to me. It's what brings me customers. It's what brings me discount coaches. It just feels great to me. So just remember, working behind the scenes, stay consistent. Make those posts nice and bright and mix them up. Make them about your life, not just about fitness. Hashtags, and then send messages. Build those relationships with people.
they're going to come to you when they see that you genuinely care. That's my feeling anyways. So I hope that's helpful. Again, I'm Jennifer. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to comment. And I will be sharing the files for the screenshots of these conversations in the group as well, so that if you want to take a look at them further, get some ideas and some inspiration on how to have these conversations, please do so. Best of luck to you in your social media work. You guys are going to rock it. So good luck to you. Bye, guys.